so glad that you decided to come to another session. And in this session, we've got a really exciting discussion about guilt and how guilt will definitely kill the environment in the bedroom. I have clients that have come to me for performance issues, all right? And they feel guilty. And guilt is a real buzzkill. I've had partners that have experienced guilt around a sexual event or sexuality or even sex. And what happened is that they just had this overwhelming feeling of guilt. And this one partner, I had sex on the first date, and then after that relationship didn't work out, they made a vow that they would never have sex on the first date. Well, later on, they were having, dating, and they did have sex with a individual, and immediately started to cry and break down, and the event went absolutely sideways. It just didn't work. And what happened is that the event was reviewed and talked about, and it boiled down to that they had made a solemn vow that they would never do this type of behavior before, and then when it happened, they had to suffer the mental anguish and the consequences of telling her friends what had happened and how she had broken the vow to them. And of course, that is a definitely buzz killer. Men typically have guilt around, surrounding sex when it comes to religion and premarital sex beliefs, and also what their genitals actually represent and what type of dogma they've been fed in their prepubescent and pubescent years, because they don't have an idea and they're looking to these role models that talk and give them advice, and that advice is complete dogma. It is just, it should never happen. It traumatizes people. It's not appropriate. And if you're doing it to your kids, I am very sad for them and sad for you. So let's just talk about it. Guilt level, what it brings up anxiety. Not only anxiety that I'm about to have sex, or can I have sex, or just anything surrounding that. I mean, even when you get into foreplay, it's a buzzkill, because then what happens is the only way that you can get through it is because it's impersonal. And if you've ever had sex with an individual that's very impersonal, it's not a real party. It's kind of like a maintenance issue. And it becomes repetitious, and it becomes mechanical. First you do this, then you do that, then you do this, then you do that. You do this for 12 seconds, 14 seconds, and then, and that's not how sex should be. We can't really feel sexy if we feel guilty. What happens is that it holds us back from open, spontaneous, authentic expressions of ourselves and our sexual desires. That's a buzzkill. None of us even have a concept when we are born about what our sexuality is, how we are supposed to have sex, how we're supposed to feel with our own genitals, whether or not we're supposed to play with them, whether or not we're supposed to use them as a tool, whether or not we don't even know if we should be able to touch them. And reality is that as a child, we have no sense of shame. There's no embarrassment. We run around as children naked, and it's perfectly acceptable, and it should be acceptable. These types of behaviors are innocent. It's only when the role model, the parent, the overseer throws this dogma on the child, and then they begin to wonder why this feeling of pleasure is inappropriate. All right, so this role model, this parent, adult, they make us feel guilty and embarrassed. You know, they say, if you touch yourself, you'll go blind. Stop touching your genitals. It's embarrassing. Shame this, shame that, shame this. Good boys don't do that. Good girls don't do that. Nice girls don't do that. It's a sin to touch yourself. If I catch you doing that again, I'm going to send you you're going to be on restrictions. Do you realize how it just goes into a bunch of BS? So, as adults, when we start talking about sex, we start doing foreplay. Guilt comes in. Yeah, we can drink it, we can drug it, we can ignore it, but it's going to come back. And when it does, it's not going to be happy. So how do we cure that? We get therapy. We go to Reiki healing, we go to Kabbalah healing, we go see a pastoral psychologist, psychiatrist, pastoral counselor. And the idea is that we are now free to be able to express ourselves, our sexual desires. We're free to be able to be creative and confident. We're free to be able to talk about what our feelings are. And we start overlaying using a type of cognitive behavior and overlaying the guilt with positive feelings about having sex and pleasing ourselves. And it all works. So if you want to actually make it happen, give me a call. I will be glad to talk to you. I do want you to be wealthy. You have a great day. I look forward to talking to you.